Well, good afternoon. Are we ready?
Yes.
Lots of people, so it must be a good event, right? Unleashing New York City's entrepreneurial spirit. That is a central part of our administration's strategy for creating jobs and putting more New Yorkers to work. It is also, as you know, a personal passion. As a former small business owner, I've seen firsthand how a small business startup involving a few guys or women can, with an idea, can grow into a major business employing thousands of people. And I'm determined to help more entrepreneurs find the same success that my company and I have been lucky enough to have. Now, considering New York's tradition of innovation and enterprise, I do think the opportunities for new small businesses are virtually endless here, and we really do have an advantage over lots of other places. This is the place where dreamers come. And as Ed Koch once said, this is where the future comes to audition. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to create an awful lot of jobs for people who want to work and just at the moment can't find anything. One of the biggest obstacles, as we all know, for any small business, however, in getting it going, particularly during an economic downturn, is the startup costs. But this is an area where city government can help, and that's exactly what we're doing here today. Over the past 3 years, we've partnered with the private sector to establish 8 business incubators that provide low-cost office space to new businesses in growing fields. We currently have incubators in Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn, and today we're officially opening our very first one in the Bronx here in Hunters Point. It's run in partnership with Sunshine Suites, which has had a lot of success managing community-based shared office spaces. And together we envision this to be a business ecosystem where as many as 180 entrepreneurs at any one time can rub shoulders and share ideas in an environment that's affordable enough to let them turn those ideas into action. Now, I and a lot of you were here about a year ago when we announced that the city would invest $250,000 in building this new incubator. Since then, 15 companies have settled in representing a range of fields: healthcare, digital media, finance, marketing, even religion. And in the next couple of months, another 30 companies are expected to make this incubator their home. And many more are eager to find space here, and it is not hard to see why. Below market rents for some workstations is as little as $100 a month. Modern office amenities in a beautiful landmark building, the historic Banknote Building. Proximity to the Bruckner Expressway, which provides easy links to other boroughs and are into and out of the city. It also offers a number of other perks to encourage networking and development, including business training workshops, sports leagues, and even a corporate getaway in Vermont. Now, we predict great success for this incubator based on the track record of our other incubators. Within just 3 months, the tenants of our other incubators have raised more than $67 million in private investment. They are currently home to some 550 startups, which employ about 850 people. 16 companies launched in our incubators have grown so big that they've moved out to find their own space, and that includes Pixable, which was started by a group of immigrant entrepreneurs and MIT grads who created a tool to share photography through social media. Another business, Ecologic Solutions, which develops and manufactures environmentally safe, sustainable cleaning products, graduated from one of our incubators into space at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And these kinds of businesses are helping fuel our city's economic recovery. They really are part of the reason why New York emerged from the recession sooner than the rest of the nation, and why, for example, we not only recently surpassed Boston in all venture capital funding, we're also catching up to Silicon Valley. And I would like to thank all of our partners in government and in the private sector who are supporting this important effort. And that includes the city's Economic Development Corporation, the representatives from Sunshine and their partners at Baruch College, and the elected officials who have joined us here today, including Council Speaker Chris Quinn, Council Member Diana Reyna, and perhaps most importantly, we'll have to give him most importantly, Congressman Serrano.
Absolutely.
Because I'm here to teach him a little bit about how to speak Spanish, and we'll do that right afterwards. On that note, let us start we'll let ladies first, Christine Quinn. Chris?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And I want to also just again recognize the chair of our Small Business Committee, Diana Reyna, and thank her for being here with us, and the great Congressmember Jose Serrano, the most important person here today, because he's already taught me something, that this used to be a penny factory, right? So look, you know, Facebook was born in a dorm room. Google was born in a garage. Think of what could be born in a former penny factory. I think the sky is the limit if a garage brought us Google. And that's really one of the great things about these incubators, 7 incubators we now have across the city, this the first one in the Bronx. They're taking space like this that in its day was a critical part of the city's economic development engine and reintegrating them into our economic development engine. And what a wonderful and beautiful space this is. In addition to the sunlight it's going to bring everybody who comes here to start their business, we're also going to be offering important support services here, mentoring, coaching, business training through partnerships with Monroe College's School of Business and Accounting, with Baruch's College and their Center for Entrepreneurship. What this incubator, in addition, in partnership with the others in the city, really does is eliminate some of the hurdles entrepreneurs and new business people have. Think about it. It's New York City, and you have a dream to create a company. It's hard to rent a home, an apartment, nonetheless a new office in New York City. Because when you're starting out, you don't have much of a bank account. This eliminates that hurdle. It's often hard to know how to navigate through complicated startup issues. The services you'll get here will eliminate that hurdle. And in eliminating those hurdles, we will create companies, get people working, and make sure it happens much more quickly. And we're doing it by reclaiming some of the most important buildings that were part of our manufacturing past and making them part now of our entrepreneurial future. So I just want to thank everyone in the council who's been a part of these incubators, thank the mayor's office, and in particular thank Seth Pinsky at EDC, because really when the mayor or I or Diana or anybody think we need a new incubator, it's Seth who takes our thoughts and actually makes them into a place where people can create their businesses. So thank you very, very much.
Good. Thank you, Chris. Congressman, you say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and welcome to the banknote building. Now, that sounds like I'm the landlord. I'm not. What it is that my congressional district office is on the fourth floor. And we knew early on that this was a special building. It's a wonderful view. And, you know, when we first moved here, some people said, well, you know, you're on the other side of the Bruckner. Your constituents won't find you. They find you. There's nothing to worry about.
As long as they want something,
absolutely. They find you, and we welcome them. But I may need you to help me with a lawyer, because it's not just that they used to make pennies here. This is where my information is. The money for the Dominican Republic and I think Colombia were printed in the early days. And so I've torn down the walls to see if anybody kind of hid there something over the years. But what we're doing here today, Mr. Mayor, is a continuation of the City Council's and your administration commitment to small business and to our communities. And this is, you know, we waited a little longer to open this one, but as you can see, it's beautiful. It serves its purpose. And the support that Speaker Quinn spoke about is what's important. It's easy to say we're all for small business, small business. That's all you hear in Washington all the time. But then when it comes to actually giving support to small businesses, it's not there in many cases. It is with this administration. It is in this building. It is in this county. It is in this city. And we appreciate that, and we thank you.
Jose, thank you. Next, let me introduce the co-founder of Sunshine Suites, Henny Yerushalmi.
Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg. Before I get started, I just want to thank everybody who made this possible. Of course, the government, EDC, our educational partners, our vendors, and above all, our shiners. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. In fact, 80% of the contracts that helped develop this beautiful community was actually done by the community of small business owners. So, well done. So, that being said, what is the community? I've been doing this for 10 years. It's currently 2,000 shiners, all diverse, working with one another. And how do they work? Through transparency. It's about being aware about your strengths and your weaknesses. In fact, over the years, what I've witnessed is when people walk through the door, they sit down and they go, now what? What's different about this? We asked a question. Come day one, what's your plan? Who are you going to meet? What's your 90-day objective? And hold you to it. We're going to measure that. We're going to ask those questions, your strengths and your weaknesses. We're going to complement your strength by showcasing it so others can use them as resources. That's unique. Now, here's the thing. If you're a taker and you don't put into this community, you're going to be asked to leave. So it's a pay-for mentality. You have to give in order to receive. So that's very important. That being said, I also want to make sure that people know that this is a great ROI. In fact, 80% of the people within this community will work with one another. Nothing helps small businesses more than getting business. So knowing that you could come here and turn your business into more business just by rubbing shoulders, learning valuable skills from communication to finance to market through our educational partners, you can't beat that for as little as $99 a month. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today and supporting this wonderful venture. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Seth Pinsky, the president of the city's Economic Development Corporation. Seth.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, in an age of increasing global competition, it really is critical for New York City to retain its competitive edge. And the fortunate thing that we in New York City have is an incredible natural resource, and that natural resource is our smart and talented workforce. And the key for us going forward is to harness the ideas and the experience of that workforce and to help the people in that workforce to turn those ideas and that experience into new businesses. And the Bronx Sunshine Incubator is designed to do exactly that, to help the people of the Bronx and to help the people of the city to turn these ideas into businesses and to turn these people into entrepreneurs. And it will do that not only by providing affordable space, but also by encouraging co-working and mentorship, as Henny was saying, and to offer training and educational opportunities as well. And over the course of the next 3 years, we estimate that there will be space for literally hundreds of businesses here at this great new space. And it will accommodate entrepreneurs whose companies will be the foundation of the 21st century economy, not just for the Bronx, but for all 5 boroughs. This incubator also joins a network of several other incubators that we've opened across the city, which over the next 3 years will have space for thousands of new businesses. There's no reason to believe that this incubator will be any less successful than any of the incubators that we've opened so far, and we think that as a result of that, the Bronx has an important role to play in the 21st century economy, and we look forward to great news coming out of this incubator going forward. Let me just, before concluding, thank a few people who have been really critical in helping us to get this open. Of course, Henny and the whole team at Sunshine, Denham Wolf as well, our partners at Baruch, Monroe, and countless other Bronx organizations, Congressman Serrano, Speaker Quinn, and the entire council, Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz and Marlene Centrone from BOEDC, and the great team at EDC, which has really pulled this together, Ann Lee, Dimitro, Faiza Isa, and Dara Nussbaum Vasquez. Thanks.
Seth, thank you. Also joining us is Stuart Schulman, Executive Director of the Institute of Virtual Enterprise at Baruch College. Stuart.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Institute for Virtual Enterprise makes entrepreneurship opportunities available to the 500,000 learners that comprise the largest municipal university in the country, the City University of New York. Our activities are presently quartered at the Field Center for Entrepreneurship at Baruch College. And this year, through our Smart Pitch competition, we're reaching out to all college students in the city to harness their creativity and to understand that entrepreneurship is a live option for them as they develop their careers of the future. The energy that our inner city students demonstrate is what's going to make New York even a greater New York in the future. It's going to be the engine and provide the jobs and development that will bring this city even further into the lead as the 21st century unfolds. Our Smart Pitch competition starts off in a couple of weeks working with Henny and Sunshine Suites. We have the opportunity to link academic performance, training, and education with what actually happens in the real world. Students can conceive their businesses, pitch them, incubate them in virtual space, and then hatch them, if you will, through the active participation of Sunshine Suites. We're really looking forward to building that bridge between education and the real world and helping people cross it, helping them build businesses, build jobs, and build the economy of the future. It's great being here, and thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
Stuart, thank you. Now let me introduce Paul Wolf, co-president of Denham Wolf Real Estate, which is the banknote buildings developer and worked with Sunshine to build this new incubator. Paul?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. I'm very happy you're all here today. When I look around this beautiful space, it really makes me extremely excited. We first saw this building about 5 years ago and fell in love with it. We had a vision for this to be a real part of an economic development engine. And thanks to an enlightened administration and to the brilliance of Kenny, you now have what you see today, which I believe will be a dynamic hub for job creation, and hopefully some of these small companies will grow and take more space in our fabulous building because we have some more space if you're interested. So I thank you very much for coming and enjoy.
Finally, let me introduce one of the entrepreneurs who has launched out of the network of Sunshine Incubators, Dan Allen, whose company, Super Mango Media, helps comedians brand and market themselves. Dan?
Whoa. I feel like Gandalf. I met Henny in April of 2009 as a comedian. I was just hosting an event for entrepreneurs. It was Entrepreneur Week for 1,000 different individuals, for angel investors. And at the time, I wanted to have a company, but I didn't even know what an angel investor was. And the event was a success. And afterwards, Henny stood on a stool, hugged me, and he said, if I can ever help you in life, come to me. And I was walking away thinking, like, how is this guy going to help me? I don't understand how he's going to help me. And I thought about it, and I finally went to him in August of 2009, and I told him that I'm just floundering around. I do need help. And so we sat down, and he said, do you have a business plan? No. Do you have this? No. Do you have this? No. And as I was walking out, he just gave me a game plan, and he connected me to the Levin Institute for the Fast Track program. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to give you a free space. I'm going to give you 2 months so you have a home base. I went to the Fast Track program, found other entrepreneurs. They pushed me to NYC EDC. From there, we worked on my business plan, and then they connected me to the Baruch Small Business Department. And from there, I crafted all my legal contracts and agreements, and I came back to Henny, and I went from a handful of clients to now I have 100 clients. And I just want to thank everyone and all the partners, all of Sunshine, for making my business a reality.
Thank you, and I should point out that Marlene Citron from the Borough President's Office is here. Thank you for coming. Before we open up to questions, let me just try to summarize today's news in Spanish. Para apoyar a los emprendedores, hemos trabajado con los sectores público y privado para construir incubadoras de empresas. Hoy abrimos la novena incubadora de la ciudad y la primera del Bronx. Ofrecerá alquileres bajos para espacios de trabajo, entre otros servicios para unos 180. And with that, we'll be happy to take some questions. Thank you. As they say, gracias.